Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Everyday Black Men Podcast, a podcast for authentic black male thoughts. I am Riker, and I'm joined by R. Reed and Armstead. Follow us on Twitter at EVYD Black Men, Instagram at Everyday Black Men, and Facebook at the Everyday Black Men Facebook page. Now let's start the show.
I got a question. This is a question.
Go ahead. Go into your question.
Relationships. It was something that I talked to someone earlier this week, and he said something. Let me ask you guys a question. Should married men carry condoms?
Married men?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Every time.
I'm
is a good
biased
time to
because
see.
I hate condoms.
I like you, but that's
I mean, you need to like them. You need to like them. Atlanta is not a loyal city.
She's not in Atlanta. I don't think she's in Atlanta.
Wherever,
but yeah,
they're niggas.
I think men should carry condoms because he will fuck her raw if the opportunity arrives. I agree. Men should carry condoms. Married men.
Carry condoms.
All men should carry condoms.
If you're married, what's the purpose?
I'm sorry, I broke out
I'm
that
just
whole
saying.
conversation from the
I
beginning.
said, if you are a married man, would you carry a condom? Should married men carry condoms?
No, I you're breaking up again. I can't hear you.
Somebody ask him.
Everybody's breaking up when that question comes up.
I get what he's doing.
Nigga, he's breaking.
Yeah. It must be these AirPods or something. God damn it,
I think
Apple.
it is.
Yeah.
Y'all are
With quick
condoning
answers, yeah.
disloyalty?
No,
No.
I am in a
I'm just saying
faithful
if they're going to be
relationship.
disloyal, they should have protection just in case. I'm not
Just in
saying.
I mean, you should carry them because your intent is to sell them to people at the right time. You know that one homie goes to the strip club and y'all having a good time, and then one stripper says, "Hey man, da 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 da," and he's like,
That
"Hey man."
motherfucker tried to charge me $5.
I mean,
You gotta
first and
always be
foremost,
open to
I
the
only
better
charge you
option.
$5 out of love.
My barbershop recently started putting bowls of condoms in the bathroom, and I don't know how to feel about that.
I mean, you know what kind of barbershop you at, nigga.
Thank you. You always got to be prepared for the better option, dude.
Only men going to barbershops.
That's the part I was waiting for him to get, our Reed.
Imagine your wife finding condoms on you, and then she asks, "What are these for?" And you tell her that you're selling them.
I mean, what she
Yeah.
would say is that you need to charge more than $5.
I mean,
Imagine-
typically me, I wouldn't carry them anymore if I am married, but I don't see nothing wrong with carrying
I think
them. I mean,
just
what
in
if
case. I'm not saying he's going to be unfaithful, but
listen.
would you rather him fuck her raw with the condom? I'm just asking the question.
I mean, yeah, because I don't want nobody else getting pregnant with his kids.
Oh, Tatiana, you know what? I got a question for you to follow up with that. Would you be mad at your man if he stepped out and it was just physical and not an intimate thing?
Wait, ask that question one more time. I didn't.
Would you be
seem
mad
clear.
at your man for stepping out if all it was to him was to get a nut off and nothing more?
If we were married, or if this is just like a relationship?
Let's just call. No, it was a long relationship. You're not married yet. Like y'all been together for a few years. This is the first time he did it, and he just like said, "You weren't around. Everything was, everything was in play, and I just wanted to bust a nut. I don't even have a number. I don't know her fucking name."
Why did he tell her?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Why did you tell us?
No, I wouldn't. Honestly, but that's just me. Like, I'm very
Hold on.
nonchalant about anything. So
Reverse that question, niggas. Are you okay with that?
No, it's over. Fuck that bitch.
glad you reversed it.
How much leverage do I have in this situation?
We were moved to a strictly financial relationship.
I mean, yeah, we know that's how you would do it, our Black libertarian. But how much leverage, Reed, do I have in this scenario?
In your case, you're the breadwinner.
Okay, then it may be worthwhile to stick together only because of the things that I'm trying to do, as you said, with my 10-year plan. But after that,
Hey, how about this? Do I get to pay back the favor?
Yes.
Oh, well,
Y'all go
we can
back
work.
like if it's just physical, do you really care?
But in reality, though, I ain't gonna lie, because I can say, yeah, you want to get it back, but I'm one of the people that's when you call it.
I told a woman this. You don't use yourself as a revenge tool for revenge. There was this woman I talked to recently on another podcast. I'm not gonna say her name, but she said her boyfriend cheated on her, so she sucked both his best friends' dicks. And I was like, what the fuck?
Those are his best friends. Those are not his best friends.
And your value just went down greatly.
Really?
Like her value goes down greatly.
You mean really?
So even if she was young and immature and did not know or care what she was doing,
no, that's not gonna matter.
Shut up.
You ain't have to say that. Now I know it's you.
You know what? Thank y'all. I want to
it's
appreciate
me because it's.
I want to
I
push it
mean,
how y'all do
I'm
it.
just
you're
saying.
denying it was really bad, but
Our
at the same
read,
time,
What'd you say?
it doesn't
our
matter
read
if she's
is the
young and
worst.
immature. That doesn't matter at all to men. The fact that she
Our,
did that in general will
No,
forever be tarnishing her reputation.
the Black,
Really?
let me
Would it?
tell
There's no
you
time
something.
that you could say, hey man, my girlfriend, she cheated on me, so I fucked her cousin and her aunt, and women not be like, you're a dog, because that kind of stuff follows you. So
yeah,
therefore, it follows her that she decided to suck both of his best friends' dick, which we all know, as an established podcast, that is the worst thing that you can do to a man.
Your breath smell different to me for
so
life now.
you know what I was
Exactly.
saying? What I was saying is thank you because our read was on my podcast advocating for this behavior and saying that it's better than a stripper. And
Oh, wait. That's a totally different argument. He was
and
talking about
I just want
strippers
to
versus
say,
regular girls. Which one would you rather date? Go ahead. Continue your statement, Rel or AKA
I just
Devin
want to
Missouri.
thank y'all for being good men and saying that she should be held responsible for her actions.
I mean, I'm all about accountability, man. Like I can't stand the whole want to have everything equal until the tables are turned and now you want some fucking bail, on your fuck up. But once I fuck up, it's the end of the world. Like it's a
I
double
got a
standard when it comes
homeboy
to that.
who dated this one girl and fucked her cousins. I'm not gonna say his name, and he might be on this podcast.
Arm said,
Wait, what? Hold on.
You ain't shit.
I ain't do none of that. I don't know what he talking about.
nigga, you
So why
sound
did you
just as guilty
why
as
did you say
No,
Tatiana.
that though?
no, hell I
Nobody had
don't.
to know. No.
I don't
So
even know what the hell. I really don't know what the hell they talking
there was
about.
this one girl
So
from.
why are
Into
you
my mouth.
We're not
responding
gonna
to
say
Sound
no
her?
like you
name.
just said.
There was this one girl from New York, and she had a cousin.
I have not. What are you talking about?
So you deny fucking her cousin.
Yeah, I'm denying it.
Lying.
Okay, so what you're saying is you're lying. Jesus, man. We were trying to get the
No, I'm not
podcast
lying.
blessed.
Hold on. Me,
I can
Armstead, and Rel been friends for years. Since we were 15 years old. Rel, what did he do it?
and I can ask her right now. I got her on Instagram.
Oh shit.
What girl you hold on? Which girl you think this is? Because he probably did it a couple times. So you said you've never fucked a girl's friends or cousins?
Or
Friends, yeah,
family
but not
member.
cousins. But we
he
did it together though. Like it was more like, hey, I want to see you fuck my friend type thing. You know, that's what it
pulled
was.
it. He
Oh
pulled it. Oh, that
Nah,
my
is different.
god.
So you've never fucked a girl's friends and she didn't know about it?
Never fucked a girl's friend and she didn't. Damn, did I ever
Never.
do that shit?
Nigga, yes, you did that shit.
yeah, you did it, bro.
He had to
I had
ask
to think about
himself.
it.
Oh my god.
Okay, did you fuck a girl you dated sister?
No, I didn't do that.
Do you plan to do that?
No,
Did
I
you
don't
try?
plan to do that.
Did you
I don't
try?
plan.
Did you try? All right.
Wait, what?
All right, rest my case. I said, did you try?
Your Honor, he's guilty.
I didn't try. I thought about it, but I didn't try.
Well,
It's a
look, did y'all
difference.
see the video of the dude who saw his girl having sex with another dude on Instagram Live?
Yeah,
Because that
that
ties
was
into
sad.
this
Yeah,
topic.
that hurt
Go
my
ahead.
soul, man.
What?
It hurt my
That
entire soul.
was
Check the group real quick.
I'm about to. That happened?
I
yes,
mean,
it did. And then she
I don't
tried
know
to
if it was
justify
funny.
it by saying he knew what he was getting into. He knew this is the type of stuff that I do, and
What kind
it
of
was so
shit?
stupid.
I want to know how y'all felt about that.
To walk. Wait, what was the story? I didn't see the video.
Hold on. I'm gonna share it with you. Let me see if I can get it.
I just posted a
Although,
link.
as you're sharing that video, that's not as bad as a girl who tried to justify her cheating with this guy's best friend by saying, we're pranking. It was a prank. It was like, so a prank was you being here with my friend, lying about the fact that you were here. Y'all had
I saw that
alcohol and
one.
all this other stuff. Like,
I
nah,
saw that.
that's not a prank. Like, you got caught. That's what it is. You got caught.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah, I saw this video. No. I'm about to get all my female cousins that got priors, and she about to get her ass whooped.
Beat down.
Twitter doxed her in like 5 or 10 minutes. Found her address in Texas and everything.
Wow. Dude,
Yeah,
the
they've been
power
doing
of
that
Twitter.
lately.
Was
Yeah,
that
them
left
them
Twitter?
people was mad. They was heated when they saw the shit.
Yo, he gonna find him a nice girl because of that, though.
Oh, most likely. That's how that one chick got found. Old buddy that was an influencer. The one that got her old buddy said he was cheating on her. Something Bay.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Can I ask the fucked up question? When you looked at that girl, would you have trusted her?
I
Let me look at
mean,
this. Let me look at this
she
video that y'all talking about. I
she
want to see
has
this shit.
2 nose piercings and
And
the
that
worst.
tongue ring.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah.
I mean, Young Metro wouldn't have trusted her, so why should I?
Yeah,
Look,
Young
man.
Metro don't trust
Trust a
nobody.
bitch with a tongue ring.
I mean, it's not that. It's not that. It's just that you have a tongue ring and 2 nose rings. I mean, she part of the culture at that point.
She for the streets, the neighborhood,
She go legend.
the world.
She a legend.
He should have known at the tattoo.
I mean, it also depends on like her age because she seemed like she was young. So on top of that, like that should have further put the trust in doubt.
She look like her room always smells like hot dogs.
So her age could be used to justify what she did.
No, not justifying. What I'm saying is that's justifying a level of trust deficit.
It explains, not vindicates. Because age, because we don't talk about it a lot. It's something we mentioned. I think we mentioned on your podcast. Like, men will forgive women for a past. I think I said that. Well,
what?
Can you give me that famous quote?
Who?
Can I get that famous quote from my homie Riker? I need that famous quote by Pusha T.
Sorry, nigga,
I never met a woman who didn't need a little guidance, so I dismiss her past until she disappoints your highness.
Yeah, we passed that. It's 2020.
I'm not a forgiving person, man. I'm just not a forgiving person.
Yeah, but did she do it to you?
Doesn't matter, bro.
If she gonna do it to the other, she's gonna.
So you're saying R. Reed? No. Give R. Reed the business here. If R. Reed, you're saying if in 7 years you met a girl, you were talking to her, and then she told you that she was that chick on IG, even though you know what you know now, you're saying you would completely be able to dismiss the fact that she did that and date her? Seriously. Not smash. Okay, that's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. Like we can say that people can, have a level of forgiveness and all those other things, but you really can't when someone does some foul shit. And what she did was trash.
I'm not that nigga, but if you were that nigga, I don't care.
The world hasn't even forgiven Robin Givens for what she did to Mike Tyson. Like,
she's. I got a homie who dated a girl who had an OnlyFans account. And I'm saying, bro, she was young, so does that really matter?
No. Yes, it does. That's like
yes, it does.
Does it really?
It does matter.
It does.
If
it's me,
I'm still gonna clap them cheeks though.
It's one thing if y'all concocted this plan together and you're one of those people who's like, basically being an amateur porn star. But if it's not you,
would be the same thing, right?
Well, no, there's a difference in that. Okay. In the sense that if you decide to date an ex-stripper, not only did you know how the streets are, but you also knew the fact that she's used to niggas spending a ridiculous amount of money. So no matter what you do, she's seen more on the floor. And that's something you just got to take.
I told Riker that. And he was like, he's like, regular girls ain't pay nothing. I'm just like, but they may have a price, but we know your girl's price. Like, you just got to go.
We know that person's price. Secondly, how dare you throw my name out there in such a blasphemous way?
No, it wasn't Riker.
Hold on. Have y'all dated a stripper?
Yeah, I've dated.
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever get that pleasure, but
I've dated 3.
You've dated 3. I've dated 3. Okay. Armstead, when you dated a stripper, was money always an issue?
No, it wasn't.
No. Okay. Were they very?
But we are going to say this though: the fact that it wasn't like the main issue, but it was definitely important because, of course, majority they want financial stability.
The strippers I dealt with, it was just like it was never an issue. Like it was food. Like
look, I'm talking about the high-end Euro strippers.
Me either, bro.
No, I'm talking about this is Dallas. This wasn't even in Europe.
That's a high-end market, and you know it.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So is Atlanta.
No. Atlanta's a low-end, high-end market.
The whole thing is the whole reason why you're dating or even being involved with the stripper is because me at least, is because she wasn't on the money. Like I didn't even meet her on a lap dance. It was like we started. When I would go to strip clubs, literally be like how we shooting this shit right now. Literally talk to these chicks like this. Never spend a fucking dime. Get a drink. Honestly, the person to get the most money from me in the strip club is the bartender, and then you swap fucking numbers.
Followed by the chicken tender guy.
I mean, and that's why. I mean, that's what my experience of it is like. And if you going base the whole scenario off of money in the first place, then you set yourself up.
Okay, Real. What was your next point?
Yeah, what's your second point?
My next point: if dating regular women versus dating strippers, have you noticed that regular women are more eager to jump to the attention of other men than strippers?
I mean, yeah, but that comes part of it is strippers over time get really desensitized.
My experience, I officially I can tell you 2 of them. One of them, back in the day, Back in the day, they weren't. They were, to themselves. Like you said, allegedly. But the most recent one that I've dated before, still extremely very friendly.
Yeah, but we're saying is she someone who is trying to get male attention?
He says
Yes,
she's
I'm pretty
extremely
sure.
friendly.
Extremely
I mean,
friendly.
just because she's being extremely friendly doesn't mean she's looking for male
Nah,
attention.
bro. No. When I say
Flirtatious?
extremely,
Flirtatious?
yeah, like
I
you
think
know,
we
what
all
I'm
know
saying.
who he's talking about. This second one.
I mean,
I would,
we know, but we're trying
yeah.
we're trying not to, we're trying to
Keep
give
the
I'm trying to
anonymity
give
of
a
it.
benefit of doubt.
Okay, but we're gonna this specific example. We're gonna say yes, because if
Okay,
you got
yeah, I
that
mean, yeah.
charger with that Hemi in it, SRT, I
Okay, all right. Your point proven. All right, what's number 3? Black libertarian.
Premise is that strippers are much better women. They're more pleasing women, and they're more down to earth women than regular women. That was my entire premise. And so
So
if you
your
dated a
entire
stripper,
premise is shitting on regular women in lieu of strippers.
I got a question. I got a question. I got a.
Biased. His opinion is extremely biased.
This is exactly why we consider him to be the black libertarian. Continue to date strippers if that will make you happy, but don't shit on regular women because the ones you
I'm not
found haven't
shitting
been.
on them.
You are.
You just said, nigga, that I find regular women to not be as pleasing and as great as strippers. Now, great, I added in there for you. But when you said pleasing, we all knew what you meant.
Pleasing as like subservient to men. Like the
Nigga, then why don't you date someone religious? But we've never talked. We've gone into that with you, and you just don't want to start your own cult. I mean, you could be a great cult leader.
I mean, she has a learning curve. She has a learning curve of being in the business of people pleasing, though. I mean, she knows how to. They know how to be what's the word, manipulative. Like,
I mean, yeah, that's
correct.
basically what they're doing, but he's not seeing that part. Tatiana, there was a rebuttal from you.
No, I'm saying he is shitting on regular women. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's exactly what I said. That's why I called it out because we call a spade a spade. I mean, I appreciate the fact that he's had success with strippers, and I hope that he finds a nice stripper to settle down with and talk about all the old hoe stories she got, and that one time that nigga asked to kiss her feet, and that old nigga who likes to still pay her rent and all the other stuff. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, but let's call a spade a spade.
Hold on, regular women do that too, though. Regular women do that too, and they're more likely to do it. And I
no.
came up with a good reason for it. Yes,
The
they
stripper's
are.
more likely to do it.
Strippers
Remember,
more likely
she's
to
in
do
there
it.
with a price.
Wait. Let me ask y'all something.
Go ahead.
What percentage do you feel that women who become strippers, they do it because they want to do it for the money, or they're doing it for
education.
reasons, or educational purposes. And what I
I
mean
say
by
like
educational
30%.
purposes,
I say
Maybe
like 30.
20%.
now
I say
now on
100%
top of
of them do
that,
it for the money.
I mean, of course, they're doing it for the money because, but the reasons why they're doing it for the money is different.
Are they going to
Because
do good with the money?
one is doing it to get through one thing versus the other one is just doing it just to have money
For
in
a
their pocket.
lifestyle.
Hold
Just
on, let's
because,
pause.
what I'm
Let's
saying,
pause
for a
real quick.
lifestyle.
Don't we both know somebody who went to college who tried to do the diamond route, as we called it? Wasn't she trying to
Yes,
do the
we
diamond
all
route?
know someone because I know
Yes,
exactly who you're talking about. But
but
go
but
ahead.
Well,
but
like,
but wait though. This is what I was getting to. What I'm getting to is that when he was saying that women who are strippers are more pleasing and stuff like that, I feel like it depends on
Subservient.
why they're doing it. Because the ones that are doing it just to have money, what I'm saying, to spend it on bags and coats and shoes and shit like that.
I agree with you on that. I experienced that with the one in Dallas specifically. She had no exit plan. Like she said, she tried working at Walmart and couldn't happen. It was too stressful.
I mean, yeah, because the point is
And
they get so used to being able to live. Because there was that video that came out with that one girl who was talking about the benefits of being a stripper and how she gets to make her own time and do this, but you have house fees and all this other stuff. It was basically
yeah,
like you sound like a person who's in a cult, but isn't quite sure that they're in a cult, but is at least cognizant enough to know that they're kind of in a cult. Like
right.
you're mentioning all the pluses, but then the negatives you give are literally in the same vein. And it's like, if you want to be a stripper with your time, hey, continue to pop that thing for as often and as
Pop
long as
that
you
thing.
can. But don't sit up here and be like, I can't work in Walmart because it's stressful. Because baby girl, that's how the vast majority of people make their money, working a 9 to 5. Even being a
Right.
stripper, you're a small business, but you're really a 9 to whatever because it's based on whatever time frame your club sets for you, when your regulars come in, how much money you guys make. Like being a
Well,
And
stripper is
they're more enticed with
hilarious.
the lifestyle though, because it's not a serious lifestyle. It's just partying. You're
But the
partying,
thing
getting
problem
drunk.
is that
That's
she
it.
doesn't realize that the lifestyle will come to a crashing end the moment that
That's
guys are like,
yeah.
why would I hang out with your 42-year-old ass when there's
And
18-year-olds here with better bodies?
that's where most of these girls that choose to stay that lifestyle don't understand. They only looking at it as like, I'm always gonna be a bad bitch until like either they get pregnant or the drugs kick in. Like
Oh
that
yeah.
shit, the wear and tear. They don't pay attention to the wear and tear. Because how many
I
of
just
y'all seen
hating
a
on
porn star
strippers,
in
bro.
real life? Have you seen a porn
We're
star
not
in real
hating,
life?
we're just bringing up the reality of being a stripper is that
Like
there's an
yeah,
end date
like
on it. It's the
Bring up
same
the
thing as
rat.
being go ahead.
Bring up the
Go
reality
ahead,
of being a
like Terry.
regular woman. Bring up
Well,
a
the
reg.
reality of being a regular woman is it dependent upon how you wish to live your life. Whereas being a stripper, being a stripper is like being a drug dealer. There is a defined end for you, Ray Ray. There's only so much crack you're going to be able to sell before you either die or you go to jail. Those are the two outcomes. I'm sorry, you're not going to be Freeway Ricky, and even then, his ass went to jail.
I
So
told him
be
that. Yeah, go ahead.
exactly like there's a defined end here. No,
Don't feed me.
exactly. Strippers, you're more than welcome to date Black Libertarian. You can catch him on Twitter. I'm sorry, on Instagram with the same handle. But being a stripper, it's one of those things where it's
it's
like
limited.
strippers are some of the most down to earth people. They're some of the coolest people. They're some of the most interesting people with how they got there. We had Coy Malone on here like 8, maybe 9 podcasts ago. She gave a really, understandable reason for why she became a stripper. And it's like, I mean, can't even fuck with that explanation, but she managed to parlay that. The problem is most strippers don't parlay that. So they're dancing on the pole, dancing on the pole, dancing on the pole. And then before you know it, 10 years have gone by. And now not as many guys are asking for their private dances where you make the vast majority of your money. So you're sitting there and you're wondering, damn, what's happened? And you refuse to acknowledge the fact that you're just not as hot as the new things on the block. And that just is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. It's the same thing for these niggas working these construction jobs, not putting anything away and being like, man, I would be fine. And then they get an injury. And it's like, now your ass is on fucking welfare, living a shitty life, trade in your SRT because you can't have it no more. You barely can drive. Like, you have to
I
make an
just
exit plan for almost any career. And
I
the
just want
problem
to
is, go ahead.
no, I just want to acknowledge the fact that this is the most in-depth stripper conversation I ever had in my life.
Well, I mean, hey, man, everyday black man, that's what we're here for. But
Yeah.
strippers,
Somebody here
they,
loves strippers. He think
I
they're
mean,
great.
no. To be honest, we all love strippers in a way that, like, for me, strippers are some of the most interesting people that I've ever had conversations to because I hang out with the writer, and he's a stripper whisperer. So, like, he will get strippers to sit down and talk to us about things. I know. Knowing the writer, it doesn't sound like it, but this man can pull the deepest, innest, darkest secret out of a stripper faster than Armstead can flex his muscles. It's just there's just something about him that women just look at him and they're just like, I can tell you everything and everyone around you, everything about my life story. And so, when we're sitting there and there's a woman who's completely naked, sitting down, telling us, asking us if we want more refills on Coke, I'm just like, God damn it, I don't know how you did it, but please keep it coming.
Yeah, but that's because they don't see him as a threat. They can
But
get
but
out there.
again, I don't give a shit what his Trojan horse is. I just care that I get to be along on the ride. And because I've been on the ride, I know enough to know that strippers are some very interesting people. One of the strippers, I mean, I wish she was still on this coast. She was a person like I would have taken you there, Ari, not you, Armstead, because you got work and gigs. But Ari, I would have taken you there. You would have been like, wow, like she needs to come and play rock band with us because she just got a great voice, got an interesting story as far as like how she got to be stripping. Her husband's like not a pimp, but something like that. Not on her, but on other
Pimp-ish.
people. It's just like, yeah, he's pimp-ish, and it's like, wow, y'all are so interesting. And I was like, how did y'all meet? And she was like, well, basically, he came in here trying to recruit me, and then I recruited him. I'm like, damn, that's some next level logic right there. This nigga came in recruiting, and you were like, no, nigga, you will be recruited by me. Like, I got to give it to her.
So the thing I could never he couldn't convince me of was I said, so you would want her to be the mother of your children, and that's where he couldn't just get me. I just like it's like we don't look at drug dealers, but I hate to say this. I mean, you got to do, but you're scum. Like that's the most scummiest thing you can do is to sell drugs in your
I mean, pimps
neighborhood
are pimps
to the
are
people.
higher up on the ladder, but I
They're
get you.
about somewhere in there, but I'm saying that's still drug dealing, and then stripping to me is the same thing. The dynamic with women, like that's the easiest. Like selling drugs and stripping are the easiest things to do in the hood. It's just the truth of it. And
Correct.
we asked another question, like how far is stripping to prostitution? I said they're not that far apart, and he was like, yeah,
Well,
they're
they're
very
not
far
because it's
apart.
just one bad time that you need money, and it's
Correct.
like hit your regular up and be like, look, I wouldn't normally do this, and that's always how bad decisions begin.
He argued that a prostitute, a stripper, I said a stripper got a better chance of being a prostitute than a regular girl. And he was like, no, she doesn't. I was like, I
Pinky
don't see
started out
that.
as a stripper.
Exactly. That's normally where it starts out at.
Most of
Is
I
them
somebody
think
do.
who's
y'all are.
tangentially related, and
I
you
mean,
get brought. I mean, look at most of the people that Pornhub was trying to get initially when they were beginning their conquest of the porn market. They mostly reached out to people who are currently stripping in the was it Tampa area or Fort Lauderdale? I forget where they're headquartered out of. But they mostly reached out to girls there and were like, "Hey, would you like to make a little bit more money? You just got to suck some dicks." And women were like, "Okay, I'll do it."
Yeah, I
Like,
think Florida has like it was a documentary on Netflix, but Florida is one of the only states where they don't have to use condoms to film porn
correct.
because every other state mandates it.
Yeah.
I've seen some of these people on Backpage too. Side note, when it
But
existed.
the same argument is that you said you would rather be with a woman who did promiscuous things, like who let a whole basketball team smash over a stripper. And I'd
But
like,
that's
I
not
mean,
common. You act
but
like
yeah,
that's
but the
one
difference
you'd
is
be
thing.
that
That's not
yeah.
surprised.
common with the
Well,
You'd
stripper
be
no. So
surprised.
let's say that it's common.
Mm.
Let's say that every girl at least once in her life smashes the whole basketball. If she smashed that basketball team 10 years ago, that's very different than a girl who's been on the pole every night for the last 10 years. She's had plenty of
Yeah.
times to go back with some drug lord or some basketball player or both. I mean, they all hang out together. So like it's very different when you're looking at like the availability of it. Like you kind of have to look at it as everyone is going to do something dumb in their life, whether it is
Or
deciding that you're going
has.
to marry or has. Yeah, everyone either is going to or has done something dumb in their life. So if someone made a one mistake one time, I get the fact that you're going to be hesitant, Reed, to be like, you want to be the mother of my children, but maybe she really did change. If she behaves like Superhead, still, can get it. Then it's one of those things where it's like, you said you wanted to be married. The fact that you were back on the game's dick says outside of that.
Yeah,
So,
but
I mean,
that's
what
the
you
whole
really want?
when people say they want to get married, everybody thinks that's their definition of married. Like they might just like how some people or some women want just a wedding.
Oh
Some
yeah,
just want
yeah.
to be married. Like everybody misconstrues that whole I want to get married for the traditional, thought process that we have for a married is one man, one woman, monogamy and all that shit. When in reality, they just want to be married. They
Yeah, I
just
think
want
you
the
Right. They just
title.
define
want
your
the date.
marriage. I
They
think
want
Yeah.
you
the date.
define your marriage. I think you should really define your marriage. Me myself, that whole monogamy thing, I'm I just don't know.
I mean, I don't know why he's saying don't
I
know.
I'm
You
want
not
just
that
want to
I
get
logical.
want
you just
I
want to get
want
three
one sided
entanglements.
monogamy.
You want to get three entanglements a year, and you're really gonna stretch it to six, but you're gonna say that you're gonna get three, and that's
One
gonna be
sided
because I mean
monogamy.
there are women who are like that. I mean, I talked off pod with R. Reed. There's a woman I know right now who's like anyone who will get me pregnant, you can have up to I think it was 4 entanglements, and it's like I mean, what's the difference between 4 and 5? Not a lot, because you already are being like, hey, you know what weekend this is. Don't text me. Don't call me
See, that's what I'm
because
saying, though,
she's
man. That's dark. You don't think that's dark? That's
well,
dark.
no, it's not
That's
dark.
terrible.
This is a woman, Black libertarian, who spent her entire 20s and 30s building up an empire. But in doing that, she neglected all of the other things that you want to do, like find someone that you're going to fall in love with, have kids. So now she's on the tail end of that spectrum,
But
which is
what part are you calling dark? Of what the cheating or do you just get me pregnant and I'll marry you part?
Of it, like it's disgusting, and like, and I
no,
think
no.
y'all are
What part of that
disregarding
is disgusting? Expand
both
on it.
of it,
Like,
all of
okay.
it,
So the fact that this
from
woman
rooter
is
to
saying
tutor.
that she only cares about basically getting married and having children for the sake of that, you find to be a pervasive display of marriage.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
But that's
I
your
mean, no, well,
marriage.
no,
You
we're
do
not.
whatever
We're
you
not here
want to
to
do in
judge
your
him.
marriage.
We're
Yeah,
here to judge him. Like he
but
can
that's
say
her.
that I
No,
consider
I'm not
that to
saying
be
he's wrong,
disgusting.
but you can't say you're this ultimate individualist and then set a mandate for everyone.
I mean,
Oh,
no,
I'm not.
he's allowed to be a hypocrite just like all of the rest of us.
No, I'm not a
Right.
hypocrite. What I'm saying is that if you're gonna say something's wrong with the stripper, y'all are gonna call all these things out and say, "Oh, the stripper's this and she's that, and she's knee
Well, no,
deep
we're
in
not calling it out.
prostitution."
We're just saying what often
Okay,
happens.
that's fine. That's fine. Then
Right.
what I'm saying, and in the same respect, I don't see how you can look at a situation like that and have this total 180 of a view like, "Oh, this is
Because
okay. This is fine." That's
ultimately,
insanity.
what we're
They're
talking about is
both chaotic.
our individual decisions. That's fine. Like nigga, all y'all can date fucking strippers, but what if she's a stripper? That's on you. What's gonna happen? If she's a regular girl, that's on you. What's gonna happen? But we talk about what we
Correct.
would do individually. That's fine.
individually.
Yeah, individually, I look at it one way and that's fine, and you can look at it another way. Everybody else looks at it differently. Me myself, like, it's probably going to be the more normal route of the regular girl. I just don't want no stripper being the mother of my children. And if it
I
happens,
mean,
I mean, life is
yeah,
a funny thing. I mean,
yeah,
look,
it is. It is.
Drake got a damn ex. What is she? A porn star pregnant?
Yeah, she's an
But
ex-porn star
let 10 years go
specializing in
by,
feet.
no one will give a fuck. Like, it's just the truth of it. 10 years go by, no one will give a fuck, and no
Look
one
at
will
the
mention it.
freaking first lady. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Correct.
she
Like,
was a porn star. We've seen her pussy before.
hold on, we
It's
have.
crazy the fact that we've seen the first lady's pussy before.
I didn't.
I'll do this, did like, but the reason I wanted to know was because put like this, how people justify being late at work. But it was like, man, I'm already late. Like if it's 5 minutes or 5 hours, it's the same punch. Like
when those are two worlds of difference.
I know, but I mean, some people think of it like that. Like, what's she gonna
Well, no,
do?
no, no.
Like,
I
especially
agree with you. I agree with you.
yeah.
But like, I've seen a nigga make that argument, and then he was like mad that the boss was like, "Hey, man, you're on a final warning." He's like, "Bro, I told you. Like, I came to you as a
Well,
man." It's like,
that's
nigga, you were
that's
5 hours late. Like, nigga, in
that's
what
underneath
world do
this.
they do that and don't get punishment?
Under those circumstances, parameters. You're talking about parameters that have been set. I'm talking like if he's done it. If a man has done that to a woman several times and she ain't did shit but cry and complain, and he knows she ain't going nowhere, then what's gonna stop her from doing it again unless she put her
But
foot down?
oh, I love that. Let's hone in on that. But that's a cultural thing. Because I know of a certain culture where people do stuff like that all the fucking time, and it's included as just normal, and that's a problem because it's one of those things where it's just like y'all don't respect yourselves, you don't value, but they look at it as marriage is for better or for worse, and part of the for worse part is niggas cheating on you repeatedly.
That's trash.
I mean, yeah, that's where I get more offended than where Black Libertarian is because I think that, I mean, it's one thing if somebody's like cheating on you and like they do their best not to let you know, but it's different
Right.
if a nigga's like, I'm straight up just letting you know off the gate,
I'm
I
doing
ain't
I
this.
gonna
just
come
I,
in
I
tomorrow.
just feel to have a perverse view of marriage in such a way, like, oh, I don't think I can do monogamy. I'm gonna
That's the
just cheat on
difference
my
though.
wife. But no, I'm saying like the whole logic holds true. Like if you view these people this way, but you view somebody doing something perverse and destructive to the idea and the institution of marriage, and you don't see that that's also
But
in the same
we're
realm, then
allowed to
shit.
say we care about this because this is a sanctified thing, whereas we don't care about that because Tatianas don't bother us. We're not dating Tatianas.
You
Hold
don't
on,
know
but you
you are.
can't.
You don't know you
You
are.
you're
Yeah, you
you're
don't know that.
defining an
She's
institution
undercover
that's
still.
undefinable because marriage in its general concept has been changed throughout history. Because
Also true.
what,
I
what we
mean,
look at
but
marriage is today, and marriage, like, niggas
A
always
hundred
cheated on
years
their
ago.
wives.
Yeah,
They always
exactly.
cheated on their wives, and that's just
before
the
the
truth
government
of
got
it.
involved.
When we're talking about monogamy, that's a foreign concept, and that's just the
Well,
truth of
take
it.
it 2 steps further, Ari. You have a great
Let's
point
put
there.
it let's put it out there too. Not just niggas. Men, period. Always usually cheat on their wives.
Armstead, we're not even throwing niggas on the bus. Let's be
No, I know
honest.
that. I know that. I'm just saying because I talked to a lot of females before, and they always say that the whole reason why
Well,
a woman the what's the word I'm looking for, divorces a
Cheat?
man is because he
Okay.
cheats. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
No,
And
no.
that's
no,
not true.
exactly. That's why I said what I said. You know,
Yeah.
it's not. Specifically, she said black men.
I
Okay.
hate
Oh, well
that.
that
Oh,
she
I'm
well
gonna
Oh
she
say
belongs in the
no,
streets and
that
throw
was
most
her ass
definitely
specific to
back.
not.
you, wasn't it?
That's what
I
I'm
remember
saying,
thinking,
and that's why I said what I said because that's all men. You know what I'm saying?
what
Let's just not
Okay,
stay
what
okay. Well,
because
I
and
was
then
going.
and then hold on, let me finish because a lot of
go ahead.
black women feel like oh all y'all black men ain't shit. That's why we go to white men.
Well,
Well,
Whatever,
you
that
mean
blah
a lot
blah
of
totally
blah,
different
shit
argument.
like
A
that.
I
lot of
hate
You
that.
know what I'm saying?
American black women.
Well,
That's a
a lot of
different
American
argument.
black women.
How
So
does that?
with
That's a double
that being
standard.
Well,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
we know
Finish
it's a
okay,
your
double
statement.
standard, but that's the point that
yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah,
making is that it's a
it's
double
definitely, but
standard that women always bring up men as if men haven't all but cheating. But the point I was trying to hone in on here is that marriage originally was to unite two families. People had affairs on both sides, but you literally came together so that you could have kids because that's what it is. The whole concept of love is 120-year-old tradition. That's why
Romantic
we're
love.
having so much romantic love. Thank you, Ari. Romantic love is 120-year-old tradition. It didn't start till the 1900s. Before then, they married you off because they wanted to get you ready so that you'd be the woman that your husband imagined. They got you used to the things that your husband did. You lived with them. You found out what he liked. You found out what he didn't like. You found out what meals this man was appealed to. And that's how it worked. At the same time, men used to cheat, but they wouldn't cheat with money. Like this whole concept of having a side girl and making her feel like she's special is new.
Yeah.
Before it was you can get this dick, you can get this sperm, and that's it. We're done here, man. I'm going back to my family. Like this whole, oh, we're gonna have a nice time and we're gonna go places and I'm gonna be cheating with you and I'm gonna be seen holding hands. That's new shit. All that shit's new.
And then if you look at how divorce coincides with I can't remember the name of the decision, when they talked about irreconcilable differences. Even if you got caught cheating, both sides, these motherfuckers would never get a divorce. That's just the
Correct.
truth of it. Because
That was a
like
new
when they
thing
said death
introduced by
do me part,
Republicans.
irreconcilable differences ruin everything for marriage. Because irreconcilable
Correct.
differences, it don't even got to be anything. A woman can be like irreconcilable differences. That's it. And it gave women that fragility to just divorce their husband because they would stay married to the end. If everybody got grandparents in here, y'all know
Well, not
a
to the
set of
end, Reed.
grandparents.
That's the other
Huh?
part that we don't bring up. A lot of these women were poisoning their husbands when they were done.
I mean, a lot of these people,
Or that nigga
grandparents,
would fall off a ladder. He'd be on top of the roof. All of a sudden, somehow the ladder got kicked out. This nigga fall and break his back. And it's
you
like,
go back in the South, a lot of people, grandparents were married, but you'll notice they weren't together, but they were still married. And hell, my grandparents was like that.
Yeah,
Not
my
on my
grandparents
dad's
still are.
side. Yeah, they're married, but they're dating other people because they say there's death to us do us part. And I think when you approach a marriage, I want to approach it with that same
Energy.
the same concept. Like if I marry you, that's it. As far as my dick, it may go places.
but the difference here is that that's the old
Jesus.
type of marriage, Reed. That's the old kind where it's till death do you part, and on both sides, like you don't try to make it antagonistic because that's the problem that a lot of
Yeah.
guys got the game fucked up in is that they're like, oh man, well, she did such and such, well I'm gonna do such and such. It's like
Yeah,
your
but
marriage
that's
is
a
supposed to be
female
a tit for. No, but you see that with men who just like, man, I'm tired of this shit. Like they decide that they're gonna just
Yeah, but you
act a
want
whole
to cheat
ass.
really. You want to do that shit because you're a dick. You want to just cheat. If you're gonna do it for like something physical. I don't want anything outside of physical.
Do it and don't do it like like these quarantine people because the stories on those, man, it's been hilarious with all this quarantine cheating because it's like people being like, oh man, my quarantine made it easier for my husband to cheat or quarantine made it easier for my girlfriend to cheat. It's like, well, what did quarantine do? Well, they were working in a different kind of job, so then they had more ability to leave the house. It's like, so did you really think that they weren't cheating beforehand, or are you just
Right.
were okay with that because you didn't have to see it? Because now, like, you get the little night up notifications at midnight, you got problems. But before, he didn't come home on time and you just thought he was working out. I mean, man.
So if I ask you guys this question, if you marry somebody, it's for life, right?
Yeah,
As you
if
know,
you marry someone, it's for life.
I'm a divorcee,
So-
bro.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's logically.
Okay, for
So
me,
Arm said no.
It's gonna be for life. Like me myself, I'm just gonna do it and see what happens. That don't mean you got my faithfulness. I'm gonna try my
I mean, I
best.
think you just need to get that
but it's
entanglements
life,
written into your contract.
regardless.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If I am gonna go that far into doing that, I would like for it to be to life, but shit happens.
But hey, Ari, if you're not getting married for the whole sanctity of the spirit of it all, what's the point of doing it anyway? Like if it's not, you got me for life, but you don't really have me.
You
Yeah,
do,
bro. I
you
don't
do
think
have
you
it.
should do it. Nah,
Yeah,
you shouldn't do it, bro.
Man, even if you're talking about biblically, like there's nothing in the Bible that tells you can't cheat on your wife.
Jesus,
I mean,
bro.
I said adultery.
Did you forget about this whole
Yes.
adultery? That's literally commandment number 3, right?
Oh, wait. You can have whores, bro. You can have whores.
Yeah, but you niggas don't be getting whores. You niggas be getting regular women. Like, it's
I'm not
different.
trying
Like
to
you
get no
Y'all looking
said,
at
girlfriend on the
why is he
side.
looking at the technicalities of
I
vows?
don't know.
You
It's like he
definitely not
What do you
prepared
mean,
to.
y'all? Why
It's
you say
him.
y'all?
He has obviously thought this
sorry, it's
through on
commandment
how
number
to do this.
7. No,
He
the
already
difference,
thought this through.
Oh my
the problem
god.
here is that you're saying adultery, and yes, I knew you're gonna next bring up the whole for whores give them a loaf of bread. Like, I get that part, but the difference here is that
You ain't
back
shit.
then you could have multiple wives, so there really was no reason for people to cheat like how they cheated. It was just a vanity thing. Like, look at King David. That nigga had what 100 concubines. Like, nigga, you can't
He
even
had
have
300
that.
concubines and 700 wives.
Sorry, yeah, 300 concubines, 700 wives. This nigga can't even fuck a whole roster in a year.
Hey man,
Like,
that's a
Yes, he
distinct
could.
number right there.
Yes, he
Well,
can.
he can.
Well, I don't
I
know
mean,
about you, bro. can
I mean,
fuck three.
he could,
That's
I
he
two a
could,
day,
agree.
but you
bro.
remember,
2 a day.
no,
Oh my
I
god.
know how biology works. If you see someone that is attractive that you want to have sex with, you can instantly get everything back. I know, I get it, but I'm just saying, like realistically, like I mean, the only person who was as bad as him was Alexander the Great. But the thing about him was he was at least one of those guys who's like, nah, I'm taking all my
Wait a minute.
concubines with me.
What about what was it? King Henry that created the religious faith so he can divorce his wife so he can try to have a boy?
Oh yeah,
Well,
King Henry, who made up entire thing of Protestantism because this nigga wanted to get out, which is what Protestantism is. What like 80% of Christianity now.
Yeah,
Eighty
Wow.
percent of
Especially
Christianity is a
American Christians
technicality. It's called I
specifically.
want a son and you're not giving me one, so off with your head. She's next in bed.
She's
Yeah.
next in bed. I like how you rhymed it. That was cool.
But Rel said something. Rel said
Regardless
something a
of
long
the
time ago.
ability,
He
regardless,
said that a lot of women teach their daughters to be able to handle stuff like that, to just take it and just stay with them.
No,
And that is
not
very
just
true.
teach, not just teach. They literally indoctrinate as in the whole way of like, oh well, this time gonna be times where it's like whatever, like, hey, nobody teaching their sons to keep it in their pants, but we over here teaching our daughters like, hey man,
But I hold that argument that we know we ain't shit and we hold women to a higher standard. Like that is literally like
correct.
programmed into us, man.
I mean
Because
that's true. That's
we're
you
true.
taught
never
to
taught to value your sperm.
we're taught
Nope.
to like protect and like protect if it's physically nurturing or mentally our family or those we care about. And unfortunately for y'all women, y'all are the receivers of that care. Whereas like a man, it's just like when y'all cheat on us, how we hurt more than y'all do when y'all get cheated on. It's just like that. Once you fuck around and
Because
be a hoe, we look
women
at
are
you a
the
certain
ultimate
way.
receivers.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
Yeah,
ultimate
women are the
receivers, yeah.
ultimate
you
receivers.
all's
I mean
view on
shit.
marriage makes me want to just never get married.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is, you don't even technically, you're not even allowed to have marriage because, nigga, you don't believe in the faith. So let's kick the cloth off on the front end. Like, let's just keep it what
What are
it
you
is.
talking about?
Nigga, are you Christian?
No.
Then it
So
doesn't
then
matter.
marriage isn't even a thing for you because y'all didn't come up with marriage. That was us, nigga. That was us and the other Abrahamic faiths. All the rest of you niggas just got mad that you saw us doing something cool and y'all wanted to
But
come and get
hey,
it.
all
You
right,
believe in civil
libertarian.
unions.
I'll tell you this. So my divorce, and what's funny, when men say they were divorced, we mostly think that she divorced him. I actually filed for a divorce, and I got the divorce because the marriage was not up to the standards of what I thought marriage was supposed to be, where they equal everything, man, wife, all that, blah, 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 blah. So, like, what do you mean by how we are describing it? Like, because we got like 5 different point of views on marriage right here,
I
and
Right.
guess the overall just bleakness or the ability to try to twist the law around marriage in such a way that it becomes beneficial to only
Meaningless.
yourself. Yeah, it's pointless. Like, why would
Well, the difference here, though, is a black libertarian, and I appreciate again you always having a different outlook on it. Is that it's not that people are trying to twist it in their own. Aside of R. Reed, he's the one who's trying to do the twisting. Nah, just
he's
joking. I'm
like
not gonna throw you on the
Steve.
bus like that. But the thing about it is, it used to be with marriage, people would understand that people would fall down. Like I know for my grandparents on both
If
sides,
we get
both of
up.
them cheated on their spouses. Both the men, that is. Um, and it was one of those things where it's like the woman worked through that. Nowadays, if your spouse gets cheated on, she thinks you're a horrible monster, when really you're just a man who was horny at a time she wasn't available. Or maybe she had some other things going on. And I mean, again, people make mistakes. And not every man who's like, oh yeah, whatever. I mean, it's very different if you're one of those guys who's like, I want 5 entanglements and
That's
I
all
need
I'm
it.
saying.
Also,
I'm
though,
not gonna be a whore. That's
before
all
the
I'm
law got
saying.
I'm not gonna
involved,
be a whore.
but before the law got involved with
Okay.
this shit, people weren't married. I mean, that became a religious thing. See, religious already skewed up the whole definition of it. But like, if you want to take it back to fucking, what is it? The primal, what is it? The homo, what the fuck they call this? The
Yeah, but
Homo
those were
erectus.
homo
those are
erectus,
different
whatever. Yeah,
species though. We don't believe in
yeah.
that
But
around here.
But
all
the
right,
thing
so
about Homo erectus is you can have as many women as you can protect. So you
but
had men walking around with a tribe
so
of 50, and it's mostly just him, 2 bros, and his flock. And that was
ultimately,
it.
ultimately, then marriage is just the fucking ideal of religion. So if you're atheist, is that even in that religion? Because I know they don't believe they refuse to
Well,
realize that.
It
atheism is a
depends on the
religion
type
in
of
itself.
it
It's a
depends on
belief
which type
though.
of
It's a
atheism
belief.
he's talking about. Because if
Yeah.
he's more like nihilism, then he probably wouldn't get married at all because all of this is meaningless and pointless. But if he's just someone who's like, I don't believe that there's a creator and that we're all here due to random chance, regardless of how you feel about that, it is
Yeah.
what it is, then maybe he does believe in soul
And
bonding. That's the thing that is.
No, I mean,
I'm
I
sorry.
have like, bro, I'm a nihilist. I am a nihilist in everything
No,
in
you're
twenties.
not.
But the
You're
whole
not
idea,
entirely a nihilist
not
because
entirely,
you
not
believe in.
entirely.
No, you. The thing about you that we never give you no credit for is that yes, you are a hardened shell of person, but you actually are romantic enough to believe that you could actually settle down with one person and make it work, and you never get credit for that.
Yeah, but this nigga cheated on every girlfriend he had.
Look,
They
that's the
deserve
girlfriends don't
to.
matter. It's only his wife he has to be faithful to.
Exactly.
Mm.
But
I mean, yeah, they don't mention it in any form
that's
of
bes-
scripture or nothing. I guess.
yeah, that's besides the point. I'm predating them, but the way you all are talking about marriage, I mean, bro, you have a scripted. It sounds like you have a script ready for when you do cheat. Like it sounds like you are
Not
not
a
only
script. This nigga
saying
got a whole
I was a Boy
ball
Scout.
plan.
So
I
he
was a
has an
Girl
app.
Scout.
This
We
nigga was a
prepared.
Boy Scout. He's got a plan. He knows the steps. He knows who to call. He knows not to call Armstead. He gonna call either DJ All Night or me and be
Hold
like,
on.
bro,
First of
just play
all, I'm the
Armstead.
first
Sound real
person he gonna
toxic.
call.
No, he
That's
gonna call
because
you
you
to
helped
tell
me
you
cheat.
about the details, but he's not gonna tell you more than that.
No, since I know how a girl's mind works, I will always help my brothers and uncles and cousins get through
Woo.
like the whole
Hot take.
process of what to tell their wives or girlfriends when they cheat on them.
oh my God,
You're a hero.
Hey,
I
You're a
couldn't.
Tatiana,
hero.
would you?
You're my
I
friend now.
He has so much
gotta
hope for
pick.
you, Tatiana. Then he came in with the
I gotta
future.
pick her mind.
Fuck
I
all
gotta
these
pick her
hoes.
mind though about this. Do you women want to know or not know if we cheated?
They don't want to
No,
know.
I don't want to know
Yeah,
at
don't make
all.
them look stupid. That's all you
I
got to
mean,
do.
yeah,
Don't make them
that's
look stupid.
the biggest thing
Basically.
is don't make them look stupid.
Well, no, because we had I think it was offline, but we had a discussion like that, and I was like, I personally don't want to know as the guy. If you did it, keep that shit to yourself, and I don't need to have don't let it even me catch wind of it
Correct.
because I ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
agree.
I didn't understand that phrase until you get cheated on, and then you're just like,
Right.
I just wish I could go back to my happy place. Now I gotta handle business.
Nah,
I
tell me,
associate
Right.
tell
associate
me.
Then when you
ignorance with
know, you
happiness.
start looking at them different and feeling funny every
Yeah,
time you look at them
resent.
and talk to
Fuck
them and
their
stuff.
friends' dicks.
Well, it's not even that. It's like you really go carry that with you for the rest. I mean, again, look, if someone did
My
something like
goodness.
that in youthful shenanigans, I don't think it should be held against them 10 years later. If it's
I
within
agree.
5, it's something that you should probably be able to bring up. But it also depends on the guy. Like some guys are gonna be like, I never met
I
a
don't give a
girl
fuck.
who didn't
I'm about to say
disappoint, me. As long as she didn't disappoint me, then that's all that
niggas
matters.
niggas like
Because
50
they're
Cent ain't
willing
gonna
to
forgive you.
forget. Also, like it also depends on the guy. If you're a guy who, you've done some suspect things, climbed out of some windows, fucked some married women, that kind of thing.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
Armstead, I'm not trying to tell your life story like that. But it's one of those things
Yeah,
where it's
make
like
sure
Hey,
you
you're
I
gonna be
specifically say
ain't
who
say
did
nothing
that
about
because I
me.
haven't done that. I
Hey,
haven't smashed any
Armstead,
married women yet.
you are like
Hold
the
on,
Dos
wait.
dude,
Did
man. You
DJ
like the
say
most
you
interesting
never
man
smashed a
alive.
married woman?
Not yet.
Okay.
No,
So
not you. We're talking about Armstead.
no.
No,
The
DJ
no,
most
he
said you
talking
never
about
interesting
he
man
smashed
talking
a
about
alive.
married
him.
woman.
Oh yeah,
No, I
you
haven't done
did
it
smash
yet.
that married woman.
No, I
Hold on.
didn't.
Are you against it?
Yeah, I'm against it. I wouldn't smash a married
What
What
woman.
if you
What if they
but
were
what if you
technically
didn't know
still
you did it?
married?
What if you didn't know you did it?
I'm here's the situation. I've talked to a girl. She's married. I told her she needs to get divorced before we do that.
Okay, hold on. What about, bro? Don't make me do this on this podcast.
This nigga sound like your mama about to pull her out of the car.
Don't maybe do this on this podcast.
Don't make him do it. Come
So
clean of
shot
your own
shot
accord.
so Shotty who stayed in them trailers, bro. Her husband was in
It
the
don't
Air
count.
Force
She
or
was in the
whatever.
trailers.
I mean, that
Never
is.
did it
She
though.
belongs to the streets.
Okay.
But did she do anything else? Did she do anything sexual to you? Nigga went mute.
I
Nigga
can't
went
remember.
mute.
I can't remember.
What about that one girl?
I
What
can't
about that one
remember.
girl who was she all the way through her divorce?
Yeah, she was all the way through her divorce.
Well, technically, bro,
Okay.
if she was a divorcee, she's technically still married by my laws. But that's neither here nor there.
I have never smashed a married woman ever
Okay,
in my
I
entire
don't.
life.
Okay,
Except for you can't remember the other one.
No, I know. You asked me if she did anything sexual with me. I know we kissed. That I know we did that.
I'm
That
pretty
is
I
sure
mean,
you
sexual.
smashed Trailer
technically
Park.
that's ground for divorce in Georgia.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure you smashed Trailer Park, Shawty.
No, I didn't. I
Trailer
didn't
Park
actually.
shouted.
No, we were supposed to, but
Trailer
remember I
Park
left.
Shawty.
I left because I was cheating on my girlfriend.
I've only smashed one married woman, and it
Whoa, so
ended up
you
getting a
left because
divorce.
you were cheating on your girlfriend, but you stayed long enough to cheat.
I can't do this. I've cheated too many times.
Oh man,
Put it like
that is
this: if
absolutely
she's
terrible.
married, like the married chick that I was talking to, I wasn't even coming at her like that. She came for me.
I will. I
She
will
said,
say
"I
that.
belong to the streets,"
I
and
will
you
say
said,
I
"Yes, she
didn't know.
does."
At the times I did it, I didn't know because they kept that shit like under wraps, and we were overseas.
No, I 100%. When that bitch said you ain't got to pull out,
I mean, I didn't know. Like that's very much my story. I'm not gonna say it made me stop after I found out. I mean, once the deed was done.
If you're going there, then I've definitely done it. But it's like they've not been together for years. Like, man, you know one of them.
Unless they went to
One
court and got it annulled, they've been married for life. And
no,
ask
that
your
mother
homeboy
that
Jesus,
that
they
motherfucker is
always
gone.
married.
He that motherfucker's gone. Like he dodging
don't
stuff
matter.
that
She's
he
still
want.
married.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't
Yeah.
matter.
Are you
According to your
worse of a
homeboy
person?
Jesus.
Are you still a
I
bad
mean,
person if you didn't know?
if you honestly didn't know, like you met the girl at the club, everything was popping, you go back to Shawty's house, y'all start kicking it, y'all start fooling around, and then the next day you realize that this nigga's pictures on the wall. I mean, no, it don't count because you didn't know.
But
I
he
mean,
smashed her
she's.
again after he knew.
I mean, if you did that, then yes, you were wrong for it.
Look. First off, there are obligations to this. All right.
That's his
I don't know.
You
obligation.
said you
That's
told her
not
there was
your
gonna be a
See,
thriller in Manila with 2 parts, and you had to be
Look, there were
obligated to finish the
hey, you didn't make
second.
no promise
plans were
before God.
made.
She did.
Is still
It
there
is,
for you,
ain't it?
bro. Part 7. Part 7.
Jesus, ain't
I
nobody making
mean,
it happen.
that's what they say.
I think nobody is there right now. Yeah, like obviously religion is already a question of what the fuck anyway. But once it got here to America, nigga, we got to step on product like 8 times.
That's true.
Well, you know,
That-
America is the land of Solomon and Gomorrah, but we don't talk about it.
I mean, we do talk about it.
It just
I'm talking
ignored.
about as a society. Because,
Yeah, but it's been like that ever since I came here and killed all them brown people.
And
I
then
mean, we
rediscovered it.
still here.
I mean, yeah, we are still here, but
We not
at
what
the
is our
same
choice?
time, we
That
don't
just
really have a
reminded
choice.
me. Most the men that would just so happen to fall off of ladders while they was fixing their roof, or just so happen to lose their life doing some ordinary stuff.
Questionable things.
A lot of them Southern women practice witchcraft.
Yeah.
I mean,
uh,
a lot more women in the South practice witchcraft than
Have you
anywhere else. Looking at you,
that
Louisiana, but
that Amari Hardwick movie, Spell? It was trash.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It was
but
trash, but it was
witchcraft, people don't realize how witchcraft is
Yeah,
witchcraft. Even
because
when you
I'm
talk
a witch
about horoscopes, like
myself.
technically, okay.
I hear a lot of people talk about being witches and stuff.
Oh,
What?
I will not call a woman out of her name.
Yeah.
We have witches here, and then we have like actual witches elsewhere. Like people who just like they put a curse on people. Like people start dying. Like here, like we joke about, which is like ha, 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 ha. That's just kinky sex, right? Whereas other places,
hold on.
like they mention witches, and like people like literally
Did
like
this,
their ears perk up, and they like, nigga, what?
yeah, did y'all just hear that? That motherfucker said she was a witch.
I mean,
Kim,
we heard that part, but you know,
Yeah,
we over here blessed and anointed on this
we
side.
hey, we know somebody else that also said that. Can I say her name? Oh, they ain't gonna
Yeah,
say her name.
yeah.
No, you
Armani.
can say her name.
Armani.
Oh, yeah, but nobody knows who the fuck Armani is. That skinny,
Yeah, bro.
light
I
skin.
mean, in all
Skinny, light
seriousness,
skin,
though,
fine self. Also found in the video on YouTube called "Where You Going with That Ass" by Red Dirt. Yeah.
Yeah,
almost every girl I've talked to has said
Wow.
she's some type of witch or something.
yeah, but
Kim,
I think she, but I know there's different types of witch. I think she called herself like a sex god witch type thing, whatever that is.
Okay, this was made of bullshit.
I don't know. Or I could be wrong. I heard. I'm not 100% sure. I heard somebody else say that before.
You stay
Like
away
this.
from her. That coochie
she's
gonna
trying to
be
holler.
Oh,
I
I'm
mean,
not,
yeah,
brother.
she's trying to holler.
I'm definitely not doing anything.
you
She's
know
trying to
that's
curse
going
your
on.
muscles, man. She's gonna atrophy you. She's gonna atrophy you.
I'm gonna tell you right now, as a northerner, we ain't hear shit about that shit until we started meeting people from the south and moving down here. Cause I remember when I first heard about a woman putting her menstrual blood in your spaghetti sauce and shit. I'm like,
Oh
Nah, that's
yeah.
Haitian. That's Haitian. And don't act
man,
like they don't have that from up north, because I've met hella up north Haitians who do that. I've met hella
Look,
New York
in New
girls
York,
who into
up north
witchcraft.
in New
Haitians don't
York, I
count.
ain't gonna count New York because New York has a Caribbean presence. I'm from Chicago,
Correct.
I'm just saying, I met girls from Chicago who say they practice
but they
witchcraft. I
migrate
don't
from the
want to
south.
hear it.
They
Nah,
migrated
they
from
ain't
the
migrate from
Caribbean.
the
south.
south. They from there. They from there.
They,
Don't do that, bro.
Because
nah,
I mean,
nah, you're not about to throw Chicago under there, man.
I'm
feel
throwing
like all right,
Chicago in there.
you because my family, like my roots came from Tennessee. Oh, like people in generations came from the south. It's been in a family lineage. That's different. I'm saying it ain't actively talked about. There ain't no conversation like what we just saying. You'll hear more about vice lords and fucking crack more than you'll hear about some goddamn witchcraft. I go to the south. Everybody has their south stories or their
I ain't met no
stereotypes
witch.
that come with it. Like, so
So
that's what I'm saying. Until I started meeting people from the South more when I joined the military, that was never a conversation. Bloody Mary was the most witchcraft we knew, and Candyman.
Yeah.
I mean, and Bloody Mary is just a woman who just had a lot of problems, if we're being honest. But
So the one thing that I would just say to you, kind of going back to that relationship thing, it was this comment. I can't remember the guy's name. I'm gonna quote him. I think it's Robert or something like that. He said, "In the end, there doesn't need no. You don't need anyone to understand you. You just need someone who wants to. So if you find you somebody who wants to understand where you're coming from, that's all you need because
That's a
they'll
dope
never
quote.
truly understand you. It's just interesting. For the most part, that's what I look for when I date people. Like, I don't care if you get me. You just want to get me. You'll probably never get me because we all change like every 5 to 10 years, especially men. Like the
correct.
man
Yeah.
I was 5 years ago is probably not the same man.
My definition of knowing that you found that one person has always been that person that makes their presence feel like home. Like me spending so much time abroad, and then I was separated from my wife for a long time, and then even in relationships, when you come to visit or when you get leave to come back to wherever, when it feels like home is when like this might be the person to me. Because every place, how you don't like staying with certain people or you don't like visiting people in certain places or even going to her house, if that person is the one where like it literally feels like, yo, this is it's not your home as in you're not from there, but it's like it feels like that. That to me is like the first indication of that might be your person. On top
I
of the
feel
understanding.
I feel like for the most part,
Facts.
everyone is looking for the right person, but we place less emphasis on instead trying to be the right person. Does that make sense? Because you can't control
It
that.
does.
You can control who you are.
Yeah, that's also true. You can't control other people. You can only control who you are, and that's I think that's part of what the greater fool thing that Black Libertarian is going for is like you want to find someone that you can be authentically yourself, that you're going to get all your needs met. And as R. Reed was saying, the best place to get that is after you become the person that you have. Quoting the roommates, leveling up. Once you are a man who is someone who has all the things that you're looking for, then it becomes infinitely easier for you to find what you want because you're not, a hurt person looking to not have a hurt person hurt you. And it's like you have to look at relationships as more of all right, what do I want? Let me be completely and totally honest about that to start off with. And then make sure that everyone meets those qualifications. And cutting people easy. Because I know a homeboy who's staying with somebody right now because they're easy access. And it's like, bro, you're going to be looking back at this years later and you're going to be mad at the time that you spent wasted. But then again, you can't tell people that they wasting time. You can only wait for them to say, damn, dog, shouldn't have even done that.
I think men don't realize how much time they do have. It was something that I talked to with, as far as dating goes, me and Armstead was talking. So, I mean, women rarely complain about an old man, but men definitely complain about an old woman. So women always keep that in mind. While you think you're wasting his time, you're really wasting your own goddamn time. Like this
Well,
is like
that's
a
how it
20
used
year
to
old will
be,
date
but
a 40-year-old.
now
Oh no,
we have
it's
all
still
the
like
other
that.
stuff. You think? I think it's changing. I think it's changing in a way
I
that's going to
think
be
it's
very
always been
interesting
like
to
that. That's
watch.
time.
You need someone who's been with an old man. You are wasting your own time.
Well, no, I'm not
Being a
saying from
woman.
that standpoint. Being a younger woman with an older man's been how we've done it throughout history. Um, but I'm saying like the dynamic is changing now that we're going to have like the first generation, as I like to call it. We're going to have the first generation of I don't need a man that's going to come to fruition in the next 15 years. It's women who just haven't needed a man or claim they don't need a man, and they're going to be getting old. And like the age where it's like you actually look back at your life. And it's going to be very interesting to see all these people who are unmarried. And I mean, I'm singling out women because oftentimes for men, as Drake said, nobody wants to be 40 and alone. So a lot of men will marry before 40, get divorced, and then
Hmm.
you can keep kicking it as long as you at least have someone who said that they wanted to marry you. But for a lot of these women who are unmarried, supposedly living happier lives, as our podcast from about a year ago we went in depth on. The spoiler alert here is that they say that, but again, we don't know the end stage. So the end stages are going to be very interesting to see how all these older women who are unmarried, never really had super long-term relationships, are they truly happy to die alone?
No,
And I think the
no.
answer is going to be no.
You talking about
I,
Tracy Ellis Ross?
I can tell
I
you from
mean,
experience.
don't you
No,
throw Tracy under the bus like that.
I love her. I'm just
I,
saying
I
she's super toxic. She's
I
too
can tell you
independent
from
and she's
experience
toxic.
Yeah,
though,
she
bro.
is.
What'd you say, Rail? Like,
I've dated a lot of older women, and I can tell you from experience, they're not happy. They talk about how they wasted all this time, and man, I wish I got married back then, or I wish I did this back then. Like, I
But
can't find a husband now. I'm
what
too
you'll
old. I hear so many women say that.
what you'll soon realize about women and people in general, I would say this: you can't tell people shit. Women like to live through it. Like it's just the truth of it. They're gonna live through it and look back and say, "Yeah, I should have." But hey, whatever. You never settled. And
I mean,
truth
yeah,
is,
that's the thing about it. Some of them are gonna go be happy to go to the grave
Well,
because they're like, I
actually,
didn't settle.
ours the not ours I read some of them take that word as offense, like settle. Like you say that might trigger them to go start bucking.
Yeah.
and that's fine. Remember, these guys who are alone by themselves and never settled, and they concentrate a minimum on their career, make you about 60,000. These young bitches and these young niggas broke as fuck. He gonna get him a little 20-year-old, and he gonna be just fine. 'Cause-
I'm gonna be
Well, no,
I'm gonna be
some of
real
them
with
are going to
you.
get a 20-year-old and be real fine, but a lot of them aren't. And that's
A
the
lot.
thing we also don't talk about. Like, nigga, you should be having fun throughout your entire life. If you're not, you're going to look back at the days when you
okay,
could run
30
around
though.
and do stuff. No, I'm saying the older guys. I'm not talking about guys who are in their 60s. Y'all are a lost cause. But
Yeah,
those
that's
guys
it.
who, like, in their late 40s and early 50s on to late 50s, all decide then they want to have a family and do all these things. It's cool, but it's really not, because you're not having the same quality of time with your children that, like, Reed, you got to live through with your daughter, like being able to run around with her, being able to do all those things.
Bro, you ain't gonna never be when you start playing with young people. I know me and what's the name, all the people with kids. What I'm saying is like the only thing that you're missing out on is the things that you're still gonna be able to do for the next 30 years. Or not 30, let's say 20 years. Let's say you start having kids now. The things that you're gonna look at when you start having kids, I'm gonna be looking at like, bro, that shit boring as fuck. And it's so amazing to watch new parents. Like my niece, I got my first grand nephew. She just had a kid, which is crazy. My sister started young. She was 17. She was a grandmother before. She was a grandmother by the time she's 40. But my niece is in her 20s, early 20s, just had her first kid. And the things that you're looking at, like right now, as a young parent, that's so amazing. I'm gonna see you go through that. I'm gonna be like, bro, that shit sucked. Waking up in the middle of the night. The good things people talk about, the walking, the talking, watching them become an individual. Like my daughter, who she is, I'm watching her personality. She's like a mixture of my, I would say, intellect, but she has her mom mannerisms.
Correct.
But she has her mom's confidence. She don't have my confidence. But I think that for me came a little
She'd be
later in life.
dangerous if she had your confidence.
I mean, she's a woman, so they always tell you who you're not going to be. And I'm just like, and she doesn't seem to care either. So I'm wondering what that's going to turn into. And I just tell her, like, I try to tell her looks ain't everything, even though I think that she's going to be fine on that department. No homo.
I
I
mean,
mean,
the
I don't
two of
know.
you came together. I mean, you're not going to make a bad product.
I mean, I don't. There's no such thing as an ugly girl.
You
She's just
don't you
not for
don't
you.
you don't want her to be reliant on it, basically.
Correct. I feel like women place that emphasis on her, like my sister and everything. I'm like, that's because you were short and fat and you were never told you were pretty, so you look for it in other ways. But I'm like, you
I
don't
mean,
need to see
that's
that.
not a lie.
Mm.
That's the truth of the matter is
Like my
a lot of
sister, like
times
she
we
loved
seek
that
the kind of
attention.
validation we never got. But your
Correct.
sister?
All
Like
right.
I watch her raise her daughter. I'm just like, stop doing that to her, because like even if she's ugly, who gives a fuck? Like as a woman, y'all don't understand the power y'all have, and that's the dynamic I talk to her. I'm like, make money, worry about niggas later. Just like I would tell a young man.
Correct.
Like not later, but like in your middle 20s. Like find you a decent man. Is he gonna be all the way there? Probably not, and that's fine. But is he trying? Because I mean, as long as he's not over 35, 40, he'll be okay.
You know,
Find your nice
that's
little middle
something
management job.
that's something that's not talked about too much either, because how we say we want to raise our daughters or the women in our family, we don't ever tell them or encourage them to get a guy that is trying. We always tell them to get a successful nigga.
I
Well,
mean, because
part of
ain't
it is
nobody,
because
ain't
otherwise they'll end up with that SoundCloud rapper type nigga. That's
no,
why we
no,
don't
no, no
encourage it.
rapper.
No,
Hey,
I mean,
shut up,
but
brother.
not that.
One day
I'm
we gonna
talking
hit,
about
bro. One day we
I'm
gonna
talking
hit,
about a
bro.
buddy that's he's in a graduate program right now. Ain't no, unless you a blue blood or you know through that top 1%, ain't nobody in grad school got their shit together. Hell, in your mid 20s, your shit ain't together.
But
You
that's
you
but that's the Americanism that's creeping in, because in America you're surrounded by all these Instagram influencers. I mean, you talked about this ad nauseum, DJ All Might. When people get
Yeah,
surrounded by that, it just becomes so pervasive that, yeah, now you're looking at the one guy whose parents are paying for all of his shit, and you're like, that's the
okay.
guy. Because I mean, I know that guy. And he's like, everyone's like, how do you have time to have all these bad women? It's like, because, dude, I don't have to lift a finger. Like, I literally have everything taken care of for me. My clothing's done for me. My stuff is done for me. So, yeah, I got time to do this grad program and dig down 3 or 4 of the other people.
I mean, and what's funny is I don't know only women I see that deal with this right here, because I feel like men deal with this part more than women. Women that didn't flourish or blossom until they were, younger, older. I mean, and they
Oh, yeah.
realize the attention that they get afterwards. But us, I think we don't get to experience that until we fully blossom into our careers. Like seeing like in my 30s now, how much traffic I get in my DMs or inbox from people that knew you when you were the broke nigga that was trying to figure shit out in your 20s.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
you probably didn't
like
peak in high school because a lot of niggas peaked in high school. The
no,
cool
I didn't.
crowd,
Yeah.
a lot of them niggas peaked in high school, and you're just later on. Like you're a grown ass man now, so that's you're in your peak
Sure.
stage. Not I'm
Yeah.
not
I
saying
mean,
you
but
peak,
Well, no,
those
yeah,
same ones.
you're in your blossoming stage. Like
Yeah,
you're coming
yeah. I
together
mean,
with everything that you're trying to do. You're making milestones. You're making 5, 10-year
you
plans, figuring out what you
you
want
get
to do.
you get to that point of being a viable, like you the way they see you now, but they also are older, but they also got kids, multiple baby dads or something like that. Like I've seen that. Like, yo,
Yeah,
you
and
ain't
that's
Keisha
crazy.
from high school no more. You Keisha with 5 kids. Like you
But
I ask
they
y'all a
they hate that
question.
part. They hate that part.
How many of those
yeah.
people who were the coolest people in high school are ultra successful? I can only
Oh, they
think of
ain't
like
shit
even
now.
successful. I can think of one, and I'm gonna say her
I
name.
think
You don't
of
have to.
2. Yeah, she did really good for herself.
Yeah, she was kind of popular, cheerleader, all that kind of stuff. But like that football player, I think he married the other cheerleader. You gotta take these damn names out because I ain't trying to call them out. But I don't think he's anything special. Then I saw her working in the club, and they were supposed to be popular. I'm just like, wow,
Well,
this is
no,
what happened when you
she's
peaked in
working
high
in the
school.
club, but the thing about it is she's happy where she is, and it's like, but you're happy with mediocrity.
But she married
Yeah.
the quarterback.
No. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Okay,
Like, yeah, but she wanted the look, and that's literally what she got. She wanted the look. She got the look, and now it's one of those things where it's like looking back on it, it's like you settled for some stuff. But then again, you can't tell someone was happiness. Maybe for her, the image of spending her younger years with the quarterback and everyone talking about, remember that one big game, dog? Like maybe that's a thing that really just you
They got
know
that Al Bundy syndrome.
Exactly. Maybe she got that Al Bundy syndrome, and that's really what made it for her. Because the sad part is we can't really tell people what things they should and should not be because we have to admit some of these people just gonna have to be mediocre. Otherwise, they're gonna try to overthrow everything. And I
You
mean,
know,
when
right.
I'm
But
on my yacht, I don't know about how y'all gonna do on y'all yachts, but I don't want niggas coming at me when I'm on my yacht. I want to be able to just enjoy
I
that shit.
agree with you. I agree with you on that because this goes back to the conversation we had several podcasts ago when I said some of us has never been taught how to like make goals that are beyond what we can see. They only make goals within like the community they're in. Because I'll have those
Correct.
conversations with family members or friends that never left the hood, and like you're just talking, they ain't even boasting. You're just like, hey, so how's it going? Well, I'm doing this, and that, blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, I'm starting this boutique on IG, and you should check our gear out there thing. And it's like that's you selling somebody else's material. Like, okay,
I mean,
cool,
that's
congrats,
American
I'm
as
happy
fuck,
for you.
though. I
Yeah,
mean,
like it's
that's yeah, drop. But the drop shipping thing is a dream. I know somebody who opened a drop shipping store, and I'm supporting him. But I'm looking at him. I'm just like, I'm glad that you're doing that, but I just think that you can do better.
right,
It's
right.
not just that you can do better. It's drop shipping is just it's a market that used to be cool back when 4-hour work week was popular. But the only reason that guy got famous for the most part wasn't the drop shipping. It was selling the goddamn book. Like y'all are over here buying into like everyone wants to be on the old stuff. Like you have people now who are trying to get famous on TikTok, and it's like nigga, you need to figure out what's going to be the next talk. Because if
Right.
you're on TikTok now and you're not part of the current hierarchy, you're never going to get famous.
That's
They're
That's
not
not
just
necessarily
letting
true. That's not necessarily
well.
true.
but they're controlling the algorithms from what people see on the explore pages.
Statistically, correct. You're not gonna get those same kind of statistics, but you can get a little famous.
But the
I'm
thing
not.
is, you don't
You
want to
can
be a
go
little famous.
viral.
Everyone wants to be a 1%er. You're gonna
Yeah.
basically maybe make the top 10%,
That
maybe
that
top
that
15
community
off of that.
that community of those influencers, brings them in and to their main building and have meetings with them.
Oh,
Like
you're saying they're
they've
manufactured?
yeah, of course. After they've
Yes,
already, they pretty much because after they've seen that these people were successful at a certain point before the blue check thing, they control the algorithms to what we see. That's why we don't see shit in sequential order. That's why we see shit on the explore page to certain way we see it.
let's talk about that. The blue check thing was the biggest hoax that ever came out.
Yeah.
that everybody believe. They believe, oh yeah, man, Instagram and Twitter, they giving people blue checks. No, nigga, it's the influencers picking
Blue
the
check.
niggas who are gonna get the blue checks.
And
You know,
they
the
I don't even know what that
verified
is.
symbol.
What's the?
I think
Remember
it
the
was
verified symbol, Armstead? The verified symbol is the
Oh,
blue check.
yeah, the blue check.
That was a community led effort. But they pretended like for years that this was some shit that Instagram and Twitter gods were bestowing upon people. No, it was famous niggas picking out other famous niggas to be famous next and meeting with all those people so they could. It's basically not
Let me check my
Ponzi
vernacular.
scheme. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
check our vernacular on this. It's basically a cartel. That's what it
Oh
was.
yeah,
It was a fucking
yeah.
cartel.
Check
Well,
your
one
vernacular.
of the influencers, King Vader, the black kid that does like those videos when they're dancing and shit from anime.
Oh yeah, that nigga's probably the actual Darth Vader of that shit.
Right, like
The arbiter.
he one time shared on this story of a meeting they had, and you saw all the other influencers there. They were like eating, whatever brunch they had, and it was in IG's office because you saw IG's logo on the wall and shit. And they're, basically telling them what they want them to do, how often they want them to post, what sponsors they're going to, like
Crazy,
IG interacts with these folks. But then you can see which ones ain't getting supported. They got it like that one nigga, Kenny Moore, whatever. He out here trying to hustle fucking PS5s, raffles and shit on his IG. Like, it's
Actually, y'all need to sign up for that PS5 raffle because that might be the only way you get one before Christmas.
Fuck you. I ain't giving that man. That dude, and what's funny, his followers are going down. He used to have millions. He's down to like several hundred. I mean, he has a lot of 100,000, but I think that shit turned people off too because he like $50 to enter the raffle, and I'm gonna do this and that. Like it's
Well, I mean,
trash.
you got to think of it is that part of the problem is he chose the wrong system, wrong time. A lot of people have some hurt feelings over this PS5 thing,
Most
and
The
for
scalpers
you
not
to
making
tell
money, dog.
people exactly like for you to tell people that really is gonna rub people the wrong way because if you can't
majority
get
of your
one
followers,
and you see this
yeah.
nigga with 50 of them, like that's gonna piss you off, and
you
you still gonna enter that raffle one time.
them. Yeah.
True. Well, no, but that's how all those. Remember the Omaze thing? Like Omaze was huge. People are like, oh, Omaze is doing all these wonderful things. No, nigga, Omaze is a fucking Ponzi scheme. They get you to buy into these raffles or like spend a day with Elon Musk, spend a day with Brad Pitt. Like it's literally a Ponzi scheme. We just want you to spend money doing these fucked up raffles that you're not gonna win, and then we give like a couple token people of the plebs or whatever, and the rest of the people who win these raffles, they were designed to win the raffles. It's literally just another cartel thing, but it's based on raffles. It's literally if you look at Omaze and you look at how they make their money, it's all on some bullshit.
I just y'all we don't talk about this, but the oligarchs and like what you just brought up, the 1%. You sound crazy when you talk about this, but all this shit is controlled. Like rappers and like how famous you can actually get, or they want you to be.
It's a solid
she got handled. Like she has handlers.
Yeah.
Like it's these two guys above her. I forgot their names. They're brothers, but they act like she's the big boss, but they own everything she fucking does.
Correct.
I mean,
she's a billionaire,
that's the
but they are billionaires.
That's the obvious point of it right there is she ain't about to fuck up her money by going ahead and letting you expose some of these things that's out there. Because
really?
that's all it is.
You mean that, Dave? They really did all that to you?
She already knows.
I've had mixed reviews from friends that
Harvey Weinstein.
And they're like, some of them's like, I hope he doesn't turn to this. He sounds bitter, or this is all he's talking about. I purposely said, as I got to steal old girl's line as a creator, but no, as a creative person, he has that right. This dude gave us. We are using vernacular that he created on that show. He started the Kobe thing when we shoot at the trash can. That was him when he shot the condom in the trash can.
Who?
Dave Chappelle. He did that.
That was
Kobe.
the thing
That was
we
him.
were doing.
He did do that. He was. That was where it
remember
started.
back in the back we used to go moss them. Like it's just like that.
Yeah, but he was the one that did Kobe because that's when Kobe had the.
But he brought it forward into the common vernacular.
That was
black people doing it. Then it became white people and
2003.
everybody doing it.
But a lot of jokes now and shit we say we go back to him, man. Granted, he did sign a contract. We all know that, but it's still like, morals versus business. That's what is pretty much what he's attacking, and he has such a huge platform. He has so much damn support. He's literally the only person that can do this now because he's not living off endorsements and sponsors. He is literally living off of going rogue at this point.
Anyway, thanks again, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and end this podcast. We appreciate your support. Check us out at EVYD Black Men on Twitter, Everyday Black Men on Instagram, and the Everyday Black Men Facebook page.